map to decide it, and it's Inferno. It doesn't get any better than that. Complexity could be starting on the T side, NAVI on the CT side. So invite all your friends, get everyone in here. It's only the first match of the day. There's 2 more games coming up, best of 3s later on with Scrawny and Launders. That is going to be pure fire as well, so you don't want to miss any of it. Here we go.
NAVI on the harder side for them. So out of the last 7 times they've played this, they've only got a 43% win rate on CT. So it's definitely the harder side, the weaker side for NAVI, and the best chance here for Complexity. And we were going into the break, or coming out of the break going into this map, we were talking about it, where I'm like, NAVI have actually just wanted to give Complexity the best chance possible for an upset here. Inferno, shaky map for him. Okay, let's go ahead and swap our 6th man in as well, who has his own issues, as highlighted by our desk going into this map.
Yeah.
You know, good points made by Maniac and Pimp in regards to what we can expect from Bit. So this is tough. This is going to be interesting. And Config, I mean, if Config wakes up with some clean headshots to get started.
Yeah, and for an A execute, think how brilliant this is. Already down in the pit. Electronic, oh, I can't believe it! He actually gets the double kill. Now, yuurih is going to be fighting back, but they could have lost the round already. Electronic, I mean, that is almost impossible to do there. Very well done. 2 versus 3. At least he's giving them a chance here to try and fight for the afterplant. Boomich is sneaking in on the one side with the CC. Perfecto is coming in with just the USP and a smoke on the other side. And I don't know if that smoke is really going to be helping out that much. I guess we'll find out. There's a little bit of a chance, but yep, he's instantly aware. Yeah, smoke will block off part of the pit, so that'll maybe do something for Boomich, but doesn't even matter. It's Config to follow it up and triple on him.
Dude, Config, 3 headshots with the P250. Let's go, boy. That's hitting the ground running, some would say.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. Oh, that's clean.
This stuff here from... I don't even think... I mean, he saw Simple was there, but he couldn't even see what he was shooting into the smoke at that point in time. Oh. That was so cool.
Yeah, well, this is the start that Complexity needed. Going into this 3rd and final map of this best of 3. Complexity on the T side to get that pistol round 1-0. NAVI go for the force buy. Still holding on to money in the bank for Simple, though. So he is still making plays for that AWP. And there's yuurih taking down Simple, who was trying to make plays. And unfortunately, it didn't really work out for him this time.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
What I'm curious about right now, though, dude. Yeah, no, it is. A lot of this is just going to revolve on NAVI trying to get as many rounds on the CT side as possible. Their T side isn't as weak, but it's not stellar either. This is by no means a strong map for NAVI. They're still figuring themselves out here on Inferno.
Yeah, trying to discover what works. Doing it live, which is could be really scary.
Well, you know, do it live.
That is the motto at this point in time.
No, the thing is, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, they have a lot of smoke that they've held on to. It's really, I mean, this is partly, I think, it might not be detrimental, but so far this is kind of a failure of Complexity, not applying enough pressure on NAVI to use these smokes. So we'll see 3 of them left at 40 seconds with, you know, just pistols to back it up. Now they're going for this wrap, so that means I think the smokes on NAVI are going to be way, way less effective than they otherwise could have been. NAVI probably would have preferred some sort of a B hit here. Yeah, they're going to try and see if they can come through. And I actually think Complexity are probably going to be fine now, but it's not completely it's not nothing, to put it like that. It's worth noticing because if NAVI think that's going to be a feature of some of these later rounds, that they can actually hold on to the smokes for a lot longer, that's going to make it really tough on Complexity. I mean, that B bomb side is the classic example, but there are other places you could go where you might run into a wall of smokes at, you know, sub 30 seconds, and it would be really painful. But nice job on Complexity, turning it around and just getting in there and avoiding whatever danger there was. That AK's been stolen by Perfecto. That's strange.
That's the one thing. I understand Config wanting to try and feel it, right? You know, you got that strong pistol. You know, he's obviously trying to make plays, but trying to make plays with an AK that you're just going to donate over to, like, just make plays with the MAC-10 or the Galil, you know? Hopefully teammates are going to find him. Rush goes down. That's one of the MAC-10s. Oh, at least they take the gun away, but they still lose the AK. But at least they don't let him get out of there with it. So they do have that going for him. I mean, this was just, I mean, as far as the map veto is concerned, I think this is just Complexity winning the map veto. Because you know that you're going to have to let Nuke through if you're Complexity, right? But then they managed to ban Dust 2, which is probably like the 2nd strongest map for NAVI. So then they left NAVI with the choice between Overpass, which isn't great, or Inferno, which isn't great. So, I mean, you know, Complexity did everything they could, is what I'm trying to say. Like, they did everything they could to set themselves up for success here in a 3-mapper.
Yeah, really interesting that it can even turn out like that. You would think that complexity with the standard, it would be very hard for them to win any map veto against the third best team in the world, you know, like. But that maybe says something about, you know, Navi's map pool all on its own, you know. Need more.
About Danish CS.
That could be it too.
blamef giving them the, what is it, Posa? Just
Something
going in there, man.
like that. Third round. And, well, they make it out of that last one. Still some weapons here on the Navi side, but nothing really impressive. Stacked up on the B bomb side mostly, except for Simple. Was hanging out over at quad. So, even if they walk in here, even if they do, it should be alright. And as you said, if you want to take risks, do it with a Mac 10. That's what blamef is doing. Trying to make sure that they don't give anything away. And yeah, they're gonna cover this bomb site, but I don't know how. I mean, it's worth it. Try and do the stack, but they only get the one kill out of it. Simple hanging out on the other side, and he has a smoke. I guess he could hold on to that if he wants to.
Oh, indeed.
So it's going to be 3 rounds early on for Complexity. It's just fine.
Super solid. Solid stuff here from Complexity, giving themselves that really strong start and building some of that money as well, at least on JKS and blamef. So for now, and not really having to give anything too much away either in terms of strat or anything like that. It's very early days here, but you can be sure that blamef will have a couple things ready for it. And, well, man, the other painful thing, though, about Inferno is that it feels like there is that meta within the meta that we've seen wreck the North American teams when they come onto this map, which is banana control. And so Pimp yesterday was, you know, we were joking around where he's just like, oh, yeah, we're going to watch Inferno where you're just going to keep throwing 1 smoke, 2 smokes, 3 smokes, 4 smokes into banana. And I'm also like, yeah, but you're neglecting to mention the incendiaries and HEs that also go into banana. And that's kind of like the game,
you
know, that's just wrecking people. And that can really hurt your game if you're not, if you haven't had time to scrim against it, time to get used to it. And so Complexity, they only have 6 days of scrims going into this tournament, right? They didn't have that much time to get prepared. Not like EG, who came over here right after the new year and just started getting to it, right? Yeah. So are they going to be able to adapt to the meta game that is banana control on, you know, on Inferno? We're about to find out, because we're going to get into the thick of things here. NAVI now.
Simple
Bought up, but Simple has a USP. Did he miscalculate?
And there must be one in spawn. No, he's picked up a
finger. He miscalculated.
Oh dear. Well, either that, or he's just gonna, you know, win with the deagle and prove us all wrong.
Dude, he's gonna be raging so hard. How did that happen?
Or laughing. I hope he's gonna be laughing. That's the best way to deal with something like that, isn't it? I mean, he must have because he ran out thinking surely that things were fine. Did he think someone had dropped it for him and then no one had? And I just don't even know.
But he was the one saving for it.
He was the one saving for it. Well, it's real confusing, and we may never find out. blamef will take down Perfecto, and that's a disaster for this B bomb site. Boomich pushing through, trying to be the hero, but Rush catching him as he was jumping up on the ledge. And, I mean, Simple's shown up. Oh, luckily only has the deagle to lose, I suppose.
What a shot. Rush.
Yeah, that looked wild. But they're already going to be saving. Electronic actually will catch Config. He was sneaking in to try and catch them rotating out of the A bomb site. So I still don't think they should be going for that. They're sort of running into CT spawn as pretending like they wanted to go for it, but that is never going to happen. Simple has a kit, so I don't know. Kill blamef and rush and then defuse the bomb. It can happen right now.
Yeah. That could definitely happen. He's got the deagle. I mean, 2 headshots. Simple could definitely deliver that. Oh, no way.
No, he's too far away now. I think he'd have to run.
Dude, no.
Oh, no.
He's got time.
He's got time.
He can do it.
He's almost there. Oh, no. Complexity. I can't believe it. They didn't check it. They left the bomb site. And Simple ninjas the round. That's why I didn't get the gun, Semler. Who needs it?
Oh, get out of here, Anders. Get out of here. There is no way you predict that. What is going on?
Oh, my God. That is a real problem.
That has got to be one of the filthiest ones as well. Just casually strolls up.
Yeah, he
unbelievable.
Took his time. I thought for sure that he would have to run to actually get there.
Rush is saying hello Reddit in the chat. Sadly, it doesn't show up on the feed, but
yeah, well,
Simple's laughing at him. Oh my dude. Do Complexity just tilt off the planet now? You just got ninja'd hard when you won the round, and you're probably already thinking about the next one, and everything is great. You're off to a flying start.
It's just devastating on so many levels because that round, I mean, first of all, it's the first rifle round for Navi. Secondly, you get that round by just cleanly winning the entry frag on B, which is not that easy to do. You know, a lot of the times you'll have to walk through banana and get bombarded like we were talking about, and you know, you're playing 4 on 5 to get into the B bomb side. It's just, there's so many things that should have just worked for them. So I don't know. Hopefully they don't think about it and just move on to this round where they, at least now we're going to know that Simple's there with the AWP. He's also blind and running into the walls. And Electronic trying to help out. He does get a kill. Flick not connecting, and they're going to get the A site. And again, I mean, this time, there's not going to be any ninja diffusers. Perfecto and Boomich are far away, saving their guns. So if they were tilting, this is the best thing that could have happened. Instant round win.
No, once upon a time when we could draw on maps, right? I could highlight this. But, I mean, I guess all you have to do is really just draw a box around mid-arch. Because if Bit is going to be playing here, we're going to see Complexity just beating up on this guy round after round. Because that's Config killing him in the pistol round right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's JKS killing him right now, same place. So if they figure out, oh, that's where Bit is, cool. The A defense is weak. We're going to be able to exploit this, and we should be hitting that over and over again. I mean, I expect that's going to be the adjustment made.
If you start to get that feeling that there is one of the players, I mean, you might even know it coming into this, that Bit is the guy to look for. But if you sense that, yeah, we can win this battle against him, and he's not feeling too confident, absolutely beat up on him and keep doing it until you know, he's just gonna crumble, or they have to make adjustments. And if they have to do that, well, then that'll probably present a weakness somewhere else. Nice double kill from Config to get that working there. But 4 and 1 from a ninja defuse into well, the round loss there, right into a great execute onto the bomb side. The flashbangs against, I mean, even before then, right? Just Simple getting so flashed that he was no idea what was happening. That was really impressive. Works out well. And now we're back double M4 that they saved, but they don't have a lot to work with. Rush will take down Boomich, trying to get jumped up there. That's one of the M4s at least temporarily gone. I think Perfecto is trying to run it back to Simple, so they're going to keep the M4 alive, but man, this is, considering the extent to which they were getting beat up on Nuke, Complexity seemed fine.
Yeah, they really they do, and they did not get too rattled on that fluke ninja. Good to see.
It's so rare. It just does not happen that often.
Listen, Anders. I mean, already we've got a radically different config. Nuke, he didn't exist. There was no config. Con who? I don't know. Some fig. He fell off a tree. This guy's killing. I mean, to be fair, he took a bullet to the side of that head there from Simple. That's just unfortunate. But you know, right for now, he is getting kills in, and Rush is just opening up that A site. Dude, all right, so this is going to be the game in the game now, Anders. How do Navi adjust their A site defense on the fly to stop Complexity from exploding Bit? Because that is, I mean, that is, dude, Bit, imagine the pressure. Like, I don't feel like Navi thought this through. When they like on paper, they're thinking, oh yeah, cool. You know, we'll bring in Bit. This is great. It's his map. He's practiced for it, all that. Did they take into account that you're on your elimination map in the lower bracket of one of the biggest tournaments of the year, and you're the stand-in, and there's all sorts of doubts around your performance. You haven't had the best performance. Like, all these other factors. Yeah. It's really making me wonder right now, because if it plays out this way and Complexity dial in on where this guy is on the map, they're going to keep hitting him. It just makes sense.
And he's in an incredibly important part of the map, too.
If he's on the rotator, yeah, that's...
Yeah, that arch position is it's very hard to play, right? Because you have to be quick to be, you know, either one or the other bomb sites. And like, but I don't know who you would. Again, the problem is normally you'd say if you had to put him somewhere, maybe put him in pit. But then Electronic is probably, you know, like is a god at playing.
Don't
pit.
Put him in anchor.
So you didn't want to. You wouldn't want to do that. It's just. I mean, I think we'll see. Maybe they'll change it. Maybe they'll change it on the fly. This time, at least, they're putting a 3-man stack towards the B bomb site earlier on. So it's going to be Bit setting up, I think, a smoke and then running back, so that Perfecto and Boomich can hold on to theirs a bit longer. That's all fair play. And yeah, he's back at Arch now. Looks like Electronic and Simple are doing a bit of a clever boost over on the other side to try and come up with something interesting there. Yeah, so he's up there.
Super conservative on their nade usage at Banana, though, right now, Navi. And that's given Complexity. Like, Complexity are like, cool, we have all of Banana control now. But rather than play off of that Complexity, now that they realize that they've got control over there, they're instead focusing over here. And they just, dude, I bet you game plan is just smash Bit. Like, just go and find this guy and kill him.
I mean, it's a 3-man setup, like a crossfire here in middle, and Bit, ooh, he's going to line up a double kill of his own. Simple is there. So instead, they just use him for bait.
Yep.
It's great.
This is going to be the game within the game now, Anders. Like, that is going to be the game. The name of the game in terms of the strategies is find Bit, and then Navi is like, how can we use him as bait, and how can we take advantage of this? What can we change? Because that is clearly them making adjustments here. Like, oh, you guys want to come and fight him? Cool.
I think that was a very, very good job. Good job on Bit as well. We've been, you know, he's the subject of criticism already, but that was a good double kill. Boomich is at 0 kills, by the way, so that's also could be an issue. But Navi finding that second round, and they're not even losing players in that one. It's super important. Building the economy, keep that alive, and if they can keep this up, that's gonna be the road back into the map here for them. Complexity have a lot of money. They can buy in this round. They can buy the next one. They are just filthy rich. They line up for Electronic. Oh, this time it wasn't Bit in that arch position. And Electronic will take down 2 of them. And then the follow-up is there. Bit will get a little bit of revenge in this round too, taking down blamef. And Yugi in a 1 versus 4. I like the switching around. I like the fact that they're not just running the same defense over and over again here, Navi. So let's see if Complexity figure out how to make an adjustment to this. But if Navi win this round only losing 1 player again, that's going to be just incredibly helpful for them. And that looked like it should have been a kill.
Looked like it. What's going on here? No, putting the pressure on, but he doesn't have the bomb. So this is the issue here. At least he has time, 50 seconds. Yeah, walks right into Boomich. Looked like he couldn't see him for whatever reason. But the money is still pretty solid on Complexity. So they're going to get the full buy. I'm just interested about this. Yeah, that flash was just totally off.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Why was Simple jumping like that? They just lost the op for no reason. I mean, once, sure, but...
One thing I know for sure, Anders, is that this is going to be a scrappy map. So...
Setting up that way.
Yeah, it's just, this is, well, you know, like, it's not a solid map for either team. It feels like this is going to be a bit of a, you know, mud fight. Not gonna get like one side just dominating the other one outright, that's for
sure. All right, teammate
nice try.
Helps him out a little bit. Yeah, trying to sacrifice some health to get an early kill. That's okay, that can be done. Bit and Simple again over towards the quad side of A. And Complexity, not really controlling Banana. I mean, they're sort of there, but they don't have it all cleared out. And they're waiting around for Navi to show up, hoping that there's going to be some aggression, which we can tell is not really the case at the moment. So, yeah.
What they need to be doing, though, is they need to be investing a bit of their utility to get Navi's utility. Because Navi are holding on to quite a bit now. Going towards the minute mark, they still have a couple of smokes, 3 smokes, you know, handful of flashes. Like, they're still pretty well equipped on Navi's side. So, would like to see Complexity start to make a bit more happen here to get that utility out of Navi. Because now you're going to go towards Banana with 50 seconds left, and if you know that smoke goes down, which Perfecto is holding on to, he's just jiggle peeking, waiting. This is, yeah, it's going to be tough now. 40 seconds. You need to be perfect if you're Complexity now, because you have to bomb rush this smoke.
Yeah, flashing their way through. Oh, actually, just diving into the second smoke as well. He's managed to make his way past. Config gets real close. He does turn around for the kill on Boomich, but Simple takes him down, but that actually worked out really well. It's scary when you hear that smoke going down and you have to make a call, but I like the lack of hesitation. Once they realized that was going down, they just went all in.
That's also Lady Luck kind of giving him a little bit of a wink, because if he gets caught on anything as he's running blind through 2 smokes, you know, threading that needle, if he gets caught on anything, that's it. But he manages to get through those smokes and get that shot. So good on Config. Yeah, Config, he's in there, man. He's in the mix. 8 kills so far for him. He's top fragging on the server right now. So this is a different Complexity.
Now,
just that.
Obviously, in terms of just raw math, at 40 seconds, the smoke going down, they can wait it out and they would still have like 23 seconds or something left. But the problem is, if you're in Complexity's position, you don't know if that was the last smoke. For all you know, they still have a Molotov left or something. So 40 seconds might seem like a lot, but if you factor in the idea that they don't know how many grenades are left on the CT side, yeah, if you wait and then, oh, wait, they had another smoke or they had a Molotov, that's just not going to work out that well. So, yeah, they went for it. Nice follow-through. I would say the delay between them realizing there was a smoke going down and just going for it was really, really tiny, and that's what you want. You want that instant decision.
Well, again, Bit just getting over there to drop that smoke initially. blamef and Rush are just going to push on through, though. A little bit of HE usage now. That's changing things up here. And we're going to get a few more nades committed to Banana as that smoke goes off. So this time around, Navi not going to let Complexity get top Banana easily at all. Perfecto and Boomich, in fact, electing to go for some aggression here.
I was going to say, potentially a dangerous position for Perfecto, but...
Yeah, that ends up hurting him. But man, Rush, dude, I'm so impressed with Rush so far this tournament.
Yeah, he's been a god, hasn't he?
He's, I mean, sure they got blasted by Vitality yesterday, but he still individually performed well. And so far this series, he's been doing well as well. I mean, like, good on Rush.
Yeah, I mean, I think even in terms of the stats is one thing, but look at some of the openings he had on B, on Mirage.
Yeah.
Doing that on his own is very, very cool to see. Electronic is going to try and go for this fight, nearly lining up a double. Actually, that's a team kill, and with Bit on top to take down Yugi, but it's still a 2-on-3. 38 seconds. The bomb, though, is at top mid now. I mean, they can still run wherever they want, but obviously the pressure is going to be on. I don't know how they recover this right now. Electronic is seeing the bomb. Simple's being brought back over. If they can sneak the bomb away and run back to B, that would be an incredible move, but I don't think that's even on their mind right now. They're just worried about what is next. 17 seconds, and now running back to B is not really going to be possible. Rush clearing the corner, but inside Simple's ready and waiting, and he's going to pick them both up. Nice round out of Navi.
Solid round. What a recovery. As well, off of a man disadvantage situation there from Navi. Granted, they, you know, that's just the team kill. That just sucks for Yugi. Let's see from his perspective here. It's not a breeze. But, you know, that's just a tough one there for JKS.
What do you do?
But you can't, you know, like, it's not an NA ace.
We're not at that level.
We're not at that
level.
We've
only had one of those.
We didn't get there just yet, but yeah, Navi couldn't have asked for a better turn of events there, losing JKS and then just cleaning up. So let's see, Complexity, they've shown resilience so far when things have gone against them that seem a bit unfair. Now they should be able to get through here, and we're going to have another like different port of the map that's about to get hit, and we see a very quick reaction coming in here from Navi. They sense something is up. Simple and Bit rotated hard onto the A site. Simple isn't far either. This is going to be all out onto the A, straight up short.
They get down onto the low ground. Electronic come down from that pit. That is a position he is so good at. Another headshot rings true from him. Going to take down JKS, and look, he's just handling it all on his own. He really is a world-class player in that position, and you're getting just a glimpse into exactly why that is. Yugi, he was the one that set up the initial grenades from middle, so that's why he's late to the party, and he's going to get shot down. I mean, the beginning, I think the timing for this whole thing from a Complexity made a lot of sense. Normally, the problem with doing this kind of an attack is actually getting out from the balcony. You can get sort of stuck up there, but they did that. They just weren't able to find the relevant kill, and maybe, again, the Molotov there is way late. There's no pressure on Electronic, right?
Way late. And Electronic already had the molly. I mean, the thing is that you get that molly in there, they're thinking, okay, he's going to have that smoke down, which we saw already, right?
Yeah.
And so the main issue, but there was a hesitation. It was like one guy came out and then the others stayed in apartments. They didn't push with the rest of the team. It felt disjointed. And so if Complexity start feeding each other in that fashion, they're not going to achieve anything, not in an execute. If you're going to play a duel style where you're just looking for a bunch of 1v1s and whatever, and you're just going to have guys lurking all over the place, all right, fine, fair enough. But if you're going to go for an execute, you need to follow the first guy. You can't just hang him out there to dry, because then that's what happens. Electronic, he's going to eat you alive.
I mean, definitely. I kind of even get it. Maybe if they didn't have the Molotov, maybe, you know, there's nothing much to do. But the fact that they had it and waited that late, that's a bit confusing.
Yeah. Oh, this round is a wash, and we may be seeing Navi really start to come into their own here. This has been a lot of blue. It started out strong for Complexity, but now it's going to be 2 rounds, soon to be 3 rounds in a row here for Navi. And we're starting to really see the 2 heavy hitters for Navi. Electronic and Simple, tied at 10 kills.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, cool. You guys, I mean, this actually is an answer from Navi, right, to balance out the Bit situation. If you can find Bit and put the pressure on Bit, all right, fine, fair enough if you're Complexity. But then you're also, if you're going towards A, you have to deal with Simple and Electronic.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess it's enough to balance it out, right? They've achieved it.
And I mean, he's been getting some kills just on his own. So in that sense, it's also looking just a little bit better at the moment. Good little couple of kills there from Simple as they try to see if they can get close Completely denied. Tied up at 6-6 and moving into the 13th round. Complexity have money once again to buy. So they did just lose 3 in a row. Round loss bonus is helping them out a little bit. A lot of money on Navi all of a sudden. So I don't know. I mean, if this finishes 9-6, I think it's still really competitive at that scoreline. But if Navi can't get the next 3 rounds, I think they're going to be quite satisfied with that kind of a result. So see if it's going to be doable here. I wonder what they're going to try Complexity as well. There's some options. We've seen the sort of the quad push coming out from them at that A side towards the pit, working out really well. But it also feels like Navi have found an adjustment towards that. This is a brilliant start. Taking down boomich, but then burning in the corner. The follow-up, maybe not so much.
Not so much. Still favorable for Complexity with 4 players on 4. I was just trying to take a look to put in context for you what you're talking about, right? If Navi get another 3 rounds, this is their weaker side, right? Again, 43% win rate on CT rounds across 7 maps. So, I mean, like, that's actually starting to get into the territory of like, oh yeah, that's a lot of Inferno to go off of. And if this is their weaker side and they come out ahead going into their stronger side, that doesn't bode well for Complexity.
No, and I mean, also Navi definitely again an annoying team to play when they're on the T side because of how they play. So it'll be interesting. Electronic, I love this move. Pushing up all the way out of the apartments. They know what's coming. They're rotating simple over. If this is a little bit slower for Complexity, then there's going to be 3 people inside of the B-bomb side ready and waiting for them, and Electronic is going to be shooting in the back. So they don't know yet, but Complexity have been completely read and found out. And there's the smoke, this time at 30 seconds. So Complexity, they're just out of options right now. They're so close to dying, and yeah, he's shooting them just as it starts. Your heart sinks. If you're Complexity and you hear that gunfire behind you, you just know, oh man, they knew all along. They had it all mapped out.
Yeah. Yep. This is where we're really starting to see a bit of the struggle here. And you almost want to just get this T side over with and get over onto CT side. Because we're starting to see the cracks show in Complexity's game. And I'm not, it's like I'm not going to blame that on Yugi, but it doesn't help that they don't have a full 5-man roster that they've invested time in relentlessly, right?
I just really, I don't mind any kind of a, like it's fine to have the B execute and everything, but they had, normally when you look at a team like Astralis, for instance, if they try and do that kind of a 4-man B execute, normally they'll have someone to go check middle or apartments, like, someone checks it every once in a while. You don't just leave the rest of the map for a long, long time, because that, what just happened there can definitely happen. 14th round, and man, out of money yet again. It's been a bit of a sharp decline here for the T side. Simple showing up, and Bit is actually going to get overwhelmed. So will Simple eventually. That's a bit of an issue. Still have to deal with Electronic down in the pit, but they'll do that just fine.
Okay. Right. Now it's boomish and Perfecto. Neither of them have been heavy hitters, but neither of them have had too many chances to shine either so far this half. So now's it. Boomish and Perfecto trying to go for the retake here, 2v3, and Complexity are in position to hold this bomb site now. This is going to be very difficult to retake.
They had a Molotov to try and get rid of JKS in that position, but I guess they just didn't want to try and pull it out and throw it at that point in time. It can be tricky. Clock is ticking, and they do have a kit, both of them, in fact, so let's see how this works out. Molotovs and smokes towards the pit. JKS under a lot of pressure, but he does not actually get flashed that much, and Perfecto takes him down, but still a 1 versus 2, and he's going to get overwhelmed. Yugi with a nice headshot and a 7-7 scoreline. That is probably a round that Complexity should have never even been close to winning. That's a bit of a gift for them, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna take that kind of gift though, Anders. It happens every now and again.
No doubt.
City, they're not gonna look that horse in the mouth and turn away. They are definitely taking it, and so, talk about a save at the end. Now, if it's 8-7 either way, I think if you're Complexity, it's like okay, that's a bit better. But if it was Navi just running away with the rest of those halves and just pummeling you directly into the ground at the end of it, we were looking at a different situation. Yugi barely survives. 6 health on him at the end of that skirmish, and well, he is going to take a bullet to the face at the end of it, doing a lot of damage to Bit and Simple though. This is all over the place.
Yeah, a bit of a strange start here to the 15th round. You're right, he did output some good damage in return. Rush, Config, JKS, and blamef left. And again, gearing up for a bit of action over at the B-bomb site. Perfecto sees one and is just going to instantly respond with a smoke, but they're just going to rotate Simple in. He's got another smoke of his own, and woxic out of grenades, though. But once again, they've evacuated the rest of the map and are setting up for a B hit, which if you do it now, maybe that's fine. But if you wait too long, you're going to be risking the fact that something similar can happen. Ooh, they actually catch Simple. That's not bad. woxic going down next, and Perfecto going to get traded as well. JKS with an important kill. And that's looking very good. And there was nothing even special really going on. I think they just got the perfect timing against Simple, who had the wrong gun out. blamef is waiting up here, and the grenade won't even really distract him. Another one falling in, and a one-tap to take down Bit. So that will be an 8-7 scoreline at the end in favor of Complexity. That's real nice. We're going to go to break, and we'll be back with the second half.
One more. Mid dead. Behind the molly, behind the molly. I'm reloading. I'm coming in. He's one to be. Let's go, boy! Let's go! Easy, man! Easy! It should have been a 2-0 though. It should have been a 2-0. Backline dead. That's dead. People here. Sick! Nice boys. Let's go.
I don't see anyone in main.
He's holding flash! 18 men! Oh! I'm on there.
Yeah, fall. Oh,
let's go!
Playing the sickness, he's like, die Joey, die Joey.
Nice, nice.
Did you guys run the whole way?
Yeah!
Sequadaço. Mais um caverna pra lá. Vai lá. Tá, vou X1 lá, tô longe. Vou já.
Passou.
I'm here now.
Two in pit. Two pistol. One left, one splinter.
He's slow, under pit.
Splinter still. Chill.
Short.
Oh my god.
Russ! Did you see that?
Nice job. Insane. I don't know what just happened, guys. Good job. He ran through the mid-site smoke, and I see my teammate here and here and.
I'm making plays, dog.
Yeah, I felt like I was playing.
I can drop you, Mike. I can drop you.
Fucking hectic. Nice.
Yeah! Oh my god! Play, boys!
I think that's your spot.
Yeah, that's the clutch spot.
Respeita a minha história! Pausa essa!
What was Ivy? Try to let T-Quad all over.
Ingen biväg man.
Eller still one. I think T-Quad. T-Quad dead. He was holding Ivy. Could be one more T-Quad.
There's one more Ivy.
One half HP Ivy. He was.
Out anyone?
Out, the other one. Team dead. Half HP. Half HP.
Nice! Sick! Let's go!
Split right down the middle is this final map. 8-7 in favor of Complexity. They somehow got away with winning the last 2 rounds of that first half, and I just don't even really know how. But I think it's put them in a decent position. I mean, this is what we want out of Inferno. We want close games. It's what we expect. Someone is going to be leading the tournament, and I don't think either team is really ready to do that. This pistol round is going to be huge.
It is the third map for Legendary Series.
Oh, yeah.
Ending on Inferno. It's almost written in the rules. You sign it as a player, you have to pick Inferno for third.
Yeah, should be the case, shouldn't it? Simple is sneaking up on his own, putting a little bit of a Glock fire out, but the flashbang in his eyes will make that fight really hard to win, and blamef will take him down. So that mission has failed. Now they're almost rotating everyone to A. Maybe just leave one guy behind.
Yeah, too much. Well, JKS is hanging out now, and blamef is going to back off as well. But they're doing that because blamef, with that peek, he sees nobody banana.
Yep.
He saw Simple alone, and that was it. So obviously they're thinking, oh, they're about to hit A. But now this is slowed down enough where blamef and JKS are going to be playing this very passively. blamef, in fact, all the way back in CT. And this is Electronic just trying to draw attention over towards that A side, and it's working. blamef, he's thinking about rotating. hesitation, not seeing anybody more, and now he's coming back over. Once that smoke goes down, can he get over here to help out JKS?
Yeah, he's going to be there in time, so JKS just has to stay alive. Just don't over-peek it. This is fine, but you don't want to be... Yeah, you want to wait. They don't have any Molotovs or anything to get rid of you. Oh, wow! Bit and Perfecto. Never mind. Remember, that's a crossfire that they're running into. If they don't get that immediate headshot taking down blamef, that's a real problem. They're going to get shot from either side. That was completely surgical. And just like that, they're in the bomb site. The bomb is down. They're going to be picking up at least one of the USPs there. Could probably go back and pick up another one if they really wanted it. But it's 4 versus 3, and a lot of trouble now for Complexity. They are low on health. Yuurih with 1 strong kill, but Electronic going to swing around and pick that one up. And Navi, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's no joke. And it keeps bearing out. It keeps bearing out. 71% win rate on pistols, T-side pistols. Over the last 2 months for Navi before this one. So it gets even better. That's going to go even higher. Awesome percentages. Nice. The one thing that kind of weirds out now, though, from Navi's side, though, is that on regular matches, they don't necessarily have the strongest entry. 44% entries on T side. So for Navi now, that's what I'm curious. They won the pistol. That was kind of expected. Now, what do they do afterwards to try and bump those numbers up to get more impact in opening things here from Complexity?
Just the 1 grenade. I was ready for a whole bombardment going on there. Yeah, those entry frags are really hard to come by on the T side of Inferno, where it can be really tricky to find out. Especially if you're trying to entry frag on banana or something like that, you're gonna get below on health probably most of the time.
Yeah. It's Inferno. It's like, to put things in context for you, it's like 53% entries for Vitality on Inferno. 46% entry for Astralis. So I mean, like,
He's gonna run past the smoke. It's basically thrown on top of him. So yeah, he's just gonna charge right in there. That's essentially Complexity trying to do what we saw Navi attempt as well, which is hang on to those smokes for very late in the round. But the problem usually is, if the smoke lands, a couple of steps ahead of you, maybe you don't go through it. But if it lands right on top of you, you're basically already committed to that fight, and I think that's what happened there. So, nice enough attempt, I think, for Complexity, but they didn't make that work. So, Navi will find a 9th round.
Yeah, and they are... The nice thing here for Complexity is that they're holding onto their gear, at least.
Yeah.
But you're right, Anders. I mean, for anybody who plays, if that smoke just blooms, maybe you have that split second where you're catching them trying to switch back to the gun.
Yeah.
You catch that split second where they're maybe out of position, and you pounce, and you take advantage of that. Right now for Navi, this is as good as it gets. A perfect start to this second half. And, well, Navi are the ones, right? Number 3 team in the world. Position that they're used to going deep into brackets. They should be capable of locking it down from here, but they're up against Complexity. And Complexity have the biggest upset probably in CSGO history.
That's true.
Beginning in Blast. Beginning of last year, when we were kicking all this off, they take down Astralis. I mean, if Complexity can upset people, like Complexity can upset elite teams. Yeah, they have it in them.
That was, I mean, that's when people were making fun of the Juggernaut meme and all the rest.
Yeah.
Of it.
And all of a sudden, those guys come in, it's like, oh, wait, hold on.
Wait, it is a Juggernaut. What's going on? Yeah, some deagles being saved into this round, and they've left Config alone. He's got a grenade, and it's going to be something, but only woxic there to get tagged. The rest of them have a bit of a setup over towards top of middle. Try and see if they can confuse Navi into a bit of a fight here. So far, Simple will take down Rush. He did get dinked quite heavily, and I think they're starting to fall back towards the B bomb site, maybe realizing that, yeah, this feels wrong. There's something going on. So yeah, Simple's going to retreat, certainly with the health that he has left. Bit is going to be left alone with the Galil. Annoying if they give that up, but not the end of the world at all. And Config will be found. So 10-8. Very, very likely going to be the scoreline here again. There are no need to do. I don't know if you saw last round, but woxic was checking that bomb all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
Being absolutely sure.
It's just paranoia at that point, right? You can't, if you pull it off, got to make sure you don't drop any rounds in the same way. Yuki, though, hits that headshot on woxic, but that's the Mac 10. So as far as Navi are concerned, whatever. You lose that. Probably was going to upgrade to an AK anyways. Don't play with fire, though. What? How does he only take 5 damage?
No one knows. It's a good question, though.
What? That was a headshot. All right, so just get your farm on and let's go.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'm looking at right now though is hopefully we see more from Mr. Savage, because JKS, he's sitting at 5 kills, 1 assist right now, and he was brought on to be a heavy hitter. You know, he was here to be the hatchet man. He was here to get some kills and to enforce, to enforce blamef's will essentially. We need to see more from him. It's not enough right now from him. If Yugi is gonna out frag you and he's the stand-in, that's not good. So JKS needs to step up. If he starts stepping up, I mean, Perfecto and Boomich right now aren't really getting all that much opportunity to shine on Navi's side either. So I mean, if you start getting JKS online, things can get real interesting here.
Wow. Ooh, Yugi flashed through to try and take that fight. He does end up going down, but I'm not gonna lie, I think that's kind of impressive. He's up against Navi. For all he knows, you know, Simple actually was opening on the other side, but just it takes something to try and make that kind of a play happen. And he had the right idea, but does go down. So in your first rifle round, you give away the AWP, and now you're 4 versus 5. It's not going to feel that great if you end up losing this round. Again, I really admire that kind of play. I think it's usually easier to make that kind of play if you're coming off of a huge, you know, you just won 5 rounds in a row. You already feel like it's, you know, we're just rolling. It's great. Doing it this early on in the half, that can be, I think, a bit more tricky. So fair play. Showing some grit. Now, they're also very low on grenades, which is maybe another reason why you want to play aggressive early in a round, because you know that late in a round, you're not going to have the grenades to hold them back, so you might as well try and get an early advantage. Of course, when it backfires, it feels even worse. Now you're going to be late in the round, and you can't even really put up any defense. And this is a fake, isn't it? Yeah. Just trying to draw some attention over here. Boomich making some noise. And in the meantime, Rush, he's about to get greeted, although he's got help from Config. Pretty sure Electronic heard that footstep as well. So let's see. There's the peek. Rush is going to go for it. Gets that kill. He's got Config to help him out. No, Config is backed off. He is on his own. Perfecto gets that headshot, and now it's all on Config. And Config, you'd better come up with the goods. How? Oh, wait. 15 seconds. He could have done it if he could have got that kill. And I think it's very low percentage chance, but the time actually maybe could have made that possible. Yeah. That's so scary. And again, just the lack of grenades there on complexity, like no Molotovs to buy, any more time, and no smokes to hide inside of. Yeah, so Simple is here. Just crouches in, and he actually steals the AWP afterwards. So that's going to be the round, though, for Navi. So 11-8 will be the scoreline. And, man, cutting it a bit close in terms of the time. But that is what they do. That is what they do. That is Navi, right? So they've been doing that since 2012. Yeah, it's a bit of a story at this point in time. But right now, I mean, trying to think here. Individually, right now, we aren't having anybody really pop off for complexity. I mean, Rush is just indomitable. It's wild, dude. He's still sitting at the top of the scoreboard for complexity. Rush is top fragging right now. Yeah, he's put in so much effort into this best of 3. Config can blame if it's somewhere behind him, but I don't even know. 11-8. It's a bit of an issue, but it's not. This can be salvaged. Absolutely. You go into the next round, you put your foot down, you can definitely start shutting Navi up. But you're going to need some confidence, and you're going to need some kills. And right now, it's kind of like, who do you turn to on complexity side to do the heavy lifting? Config is struggling. You know, JKS is absent. And so really, I mean, it's got to come down to blamef and Rush. Well, we've put their names out, so let's see if they're going to pick up the mantle here, or if it's going to be someone else, or nobody perhaps. JKS goes down, and blamef has an M4, which is kind of in the right neighborhood, but I don't know if it's going to be doing anything through the smoke that's down over at the B bomb site. Yeah, they saw that coming. Just a couple of footsteps to lure him through, and now the bomb is being brought over. And I think blamef should probably escape with that M4. I don't actually think hanging around here is a good idea. I know we just saw Simple, you know, do the ninja from here, but I can't imagine Navi will not check it. Again, they seemed so paranoid earlier. Yeah, no, the Navi, they'll just tell Bit to stay put. Like, sit on the bomb if you have to. It's just, don't give it up. It's not gonna, yeah, they're not gonna let a ninja happen after that. So blamef kind of chilling out here, wondering what is the meaning of life? What can he do differently?
How can he get his teammates fired up? Because we need some life to be shown here by the Navi players. Nice 180 there from blamef.
It's good, but again,
lost the gun.
Yeah, that could have probably just been a saved M4 like quite a while ago. So I'm not really sure about that. They are, after all, I mean, they can rebuy it now, but still, they are the ones who are struggling on the money overall. 12-8, so a 4-round gap between the two. Navi, yeah, they lose some extra people in that round, but they still have quite a big bank to work with here. Something has to change. Navi winning 5 rounds in a row to begin the second half with. And that's a problem. Yugi and JKS on 6 and 5 kills. Yeah, that is a bit of an issue. Electronic and Simple. I mean, I think we introduced this whole best of 3 saying, if Electronic and Simple play well as a duo, you probably cannot win.
But look at it. Look at this right now. Like Electronic and Boomich, this is some power play. This is, I love to see it. Navi, this is how you do it. Get in there fast, top banana, no fear, run in, just challenge them. And JKS trades it out, but you've still got Electronic. blamef holds the line, though. Takes down Electronic, and it's all on Simple. And blamef gets the second kill. He's doing all the work. That's what had to happen. If Complexity were going to have a chance, had to be their leader. blamef, what a beast.
That's so well done. Okay, M4, A4, I mean, against all of the AKs there, not necessarily that easy. And Navi, they were so close to the bomb site. I actually thought, you know, one good flashbang would set that up for them, but they just wanted to take that fight straight up, and I'm presumably thinking that they could just sort of overpower it in the end. Didn't really work out that way. Bit now in a 1 versus 4, and yeah, round is secure for Complexity, but securing the rifles is very, very important right now. Don't lose anyone else. Like any death right now on the Complexity side, and that could very easily spiral into a problem in at sort of the end of the game.
The economic game here.
Yeah.
The game within the game. Yugi gets a chunk of action there. Bit is taken out, and it is a 3-round lead now for Navi. 12-9. Navi on the T side in the lead comfortably. Plenty of money in the bank as well for Navi. But let's see it here. blamef again. Dude had to step up and just show him how it's done.
See that? Right as he gets that kill, there's a grenade in the air, which is an HE grenade. That's what I'm thinking. One flashbang to set that up instead. There's nothing blamef can do about that.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think that's, if you had to sort of say anything for Navi there, I think that was probably a little bit too much confidence in their ability to just fight him. And then they sort of did it one at a time. And
think of the context though for that round. That was just Navi charging top banana behind flashes, right? The entire way through. Like they almost rushed to B at that point, right? So I mean, I guess you're right. Like that, you're right to point that out. They are maybe got a little ahead of themselves, like a little bit too excited.
Yeah, because I think they did slow down enough that, you know, they could have had a couple of more nades. The HE, I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe they will try and do it again. I mean, if they feel like they can get top banana control quickly, maybe they'll just try and set up like a real execute from that position again. 12-9. Yeah, that's a much needed round out of Complexity. Losing 5 in a row. They're on the board for the second half now. They're going to have a double AWP set up on the CT side. Now, that can be just fine, but it can absolutely be a problem as well on Inferno. Mostly for retakes.
Oh, yeah. Mostly for retakes, but actually playing very conservative still with the nades Complexity. I thought that they would try and commit a few more nades to top banana and to banana in general, you know, to stop Navi, but they're still holding it back. Config taking Electronic and Apartments is huge, though. There's the man advantage for Complexity, and they still have plenty of nades to work with. Change of pace coming in here from Navi, though. This is looking like they just want to hit that B site, and things are going to get real interesting. Bit is going to make some noise over here towards A, and they are ready for it. This is going to have to turn into the hit. They got to pull the trigger.
Yeah, and they might even be too late. Config finding Bit over on that side. For all Navi know, he went and looked out the window and saw no one else in mid and second mid, so I don't know. They're very much just on an island here on top banana. I don't know how you get out of this one. Get the clean entry on JKS. You have to find your way through. They've smoked him off for the minute. More smokes and Simple actually just running all the way through to catch people. They did hear him. I think Rush must have heard the footsteps there, but that was about to be brilliant. If you could have got that, that would have been exciting. 35 seconds, and I think Navi, I don't even know what you do at this point in time. They are low enough on money that if you get another couple of kills in this round, it's actually still kind of worth it, and you can still buy in the next one. But otherwise, in this scenario, sometimes you would just save this and say, all right, whatever.
Yeah, why not? Boomich, I mean, Boomich Perfecto. The money is still there for NAVI, but it's not terrific. It's not like everybody's floating 10K. So, you know, you save these 2 AKs, you get nades next round, and then you just keep rolling right now. So, NAVI, this is the thing. You know, it's worthwhile to point out that I was putting a lot of emphasis on their CT side first half, how it isn't the strongest. But their T side isn't fantastic either. They're still very much figuring it out. And so that's why it was so key for NAVI to get that strong start at the beginning of the half, chaining all those rounds together, putting maximum pressure on complexity. Not only did they need that to destabilize complexity, but they needed it to bolster their own confidence a little bit. Because they don't necessarily have a working game plan to fall back on here. So now that life is getting a bit difficult for them, 2 rounds in a row for complexity, this is going to be the telling moment. You know, can NAVI stabilize?
I mean, absolutely incredible news for complexity to win that round and survive. I mean, this round with the last round with 5, the one before that with 4, so you know, just a lot of money suddenly stacking up on the CT side. Those are all great signs, and the double up obviously staying alive and staying put. So only a 2-round gap. It's everything we want out of Inferno at this point in time, and it's just going to keep on coming.
It's shaping up for a 30-rounder, bud.
It's brilliant, isn't it? JKS and blamef over at this B bomb site. Again, not fighting for banana control, which means NAVI could set up everything here. And I mean, when I say everything, I mean they could firebomb this bomb site from out here. They can smoke off JKS. They could essentially leave, and especially because JKS has the AWP, for him to push through the smoke to help out blamef, that's going to be very hard to do. So if they've realized that, and I'm sure they know that JKS is probably playing that position, go for it and leave blamef to fight on his own. Already a couple of smokes coming in. JKS is actually pushed in front of it, which again is really important because blamef is alone and he's going to get shot down by Boomich. And I mean, JKS, I'm impressed that he sticks around. It's so brilliant to try and do that. And Yuurih taking down Electronic. So in spite of a very, very good idea for NAVI, it's actually complexity to come out on top there in a 4-on-3 now, but the bomb is down.
Bomb is down, but look at all the nades that complexity have to work with here. Config is late to the party, but he was just worried about there being a flank towards mid. It is still Bit who's going to be holding on to Banana, but he's got all that way to cover. The rest of his teammates now starting to make their moves, though. They've got all these nades, and there's Yuurih, point blank, taking down Bit, traded by Simple, but it's still a man advantage, although Simple has something to say about that. Simple with the triple! Again, taking him out. It's all on Config versus Simple. Now 1 versus 1, everything on the line. Config, all the pressure, but he's not good enough. Simple takes him out. And NAVI, 13 rounds. Count on Simple to get you through yet again if you're NAVI.
I don't even know how does the grenade not kill? I think the grenade hit him. He had 40 health in the corner. I'm pretty sure Config's grenade hits him and still just doesn't do anywhere near enough damage. Yeah, see, boom. And he's down to 8 health. Wow. Looked like there was an earthquake at the same time.
Yeah.
In Simple's apartment.
There's a little bit of pressure there. A little bit of pressure.
All right.
And Rush, though, dude, that's like Rush has been so good, so like all match long, but for him not to get that trade there, that's gonna hurt. That's a painful loss because he needs to. The spacing was good, everything was good. He needs to get that kill, and he doesn't. And so drop the ball a little bit there.
The kind of shooting that Simple was doing there is the kind I just don't think I will ever learn that, where you're initially tapping and then you have to change from the tap into like a burst and then into a full-on spray, and it's like how like at that point in time.
I think it's called 10,000 hours worth of you know, minimum, right?
Yeah, I'll catch up one of these days. Simple flashed away from the middle. Electronic is certainly ready to try and put on a little bit of a show here. Ooh, and they actually catch the boost out. Now, think of complexity hitting that quad side towards the pit and the A-bomb side. That's not something we've seen out of NAVI yet. So, I mean, that's something maybe they're just saving it to try and do that a little bit later on. They've been really, really trying to get that banana fight, and they're getting that B-bomb side a lot. So, wait, Yuki's burning alive. How is he? He's just sitting inside of the fire hoping for a fight. And JKS is alone.
Yeah, they've been red hard. And JKS, he got that kill last round, but this is such an impossible task for him. If only he had an M4. If only he'd had an M4 in this situation. And again, actually, this is reminding me very much of a what was it, a point that either Maniac or Pimp made on the desk in terms of, I think it was Pimp, made the desk in terms of like, why is it that you actually go for the double AWP? You know, you're expecting a more duel heavy kind of approach. You're expecting more 1v1s, and so you just get those ops in. But what we see out of Navi is a lot of execute heavy stuff, a lot of group play, where they try to move in together, and then Simple's there to mop up. And you know, these ops aren't necessarily working out. It's the same thing that we saw in Mirage.
Well, also, I mean, there are some of the different maps that you might see later on. I mean, like Mirage is one of those maps where even then, you know, you can throw, let's say it's A bomb side of Mirage, you can throw a smoke to block off any AWP player playing towards CT spawn and that ticket booth, but you can't completely block them off. Like, they can jump on top of the box. There are ways around it. That's not really the same case here on Inferno. There are many prplaces where one smoke, well, I mean, towards the coffins, towards CT spawn, it'll completely block any AWP players playing. And then they actually, as a minimum, they have to sort of push through it, like JKS was doing in the previous round, which is very cool, but it's just not quite the same. Like, I think those smokes have a more weight on this map than maybe they do on some of the other maps. I mean, most of the time on, you know, playing Dust 2, I mean, you can try and look around them and you'll probably be all right with that. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not saying the double AWP is a bad idea yet, but it has some real weaknesses.
I'm wondering what JKS's living standards are here. In Europe? Is he on his own? Is he in a hotel somewhere on his own?
Living standards, I was wondering, like, I don't know, does he have, like, a bed made of gold or something?
Good point, yeah. Very high standard. I'm sure he's living very high standard. But, like, you know, like, does he have any human interaction during this lockdown?
Do any of us? So,
good point.
Probably
fair.
not.
Whatever. We can discuss that later. That's what, already the push is coming through here. Like,
here we go.
And blamef moving on up.
Yeah, wrapping around Arch. Oh, and Rush, actually. That's a massive kill. blamef goes down, and blamef toying a little bit with Rush, but he's going to fall back in as JKS also picks up a kill. He's alone on the bomb site, and nice kill. That's a grenade on Bit from Config. That cools everything right down. I think if Rush dies in this particular round, I think that A bomb site probably falls. But now they're going to try and go towards JKS, and he's got exactly the right idea. He's got this lined up. Are they going to try and run boost their way into it? Nope. Well, they did, but the run boost at least didn't jump them past. They're still going to make it in here, but they're on a very tough mission. And JKS, I think he knows, staying alive is the main mission. Config did not get that message, but I think actually JKS is smart for not fighting, because he knows they'd already run past and, you know, could have been tempted to go for it. Out in the open, blamef with a little bit of spray. Two are left, and he's not even reloading. They're back around the corner. There's the AK out instead, and they're right behind him. 1 versus 2. They line up. He's going to take the face off of JKS, and now Yuurih on the other side. Now he has got a kit. He's going to go straight for it. I think blamef is going to be too late, and Yuurih, he'll win the one-on-one without firing a single bullet here. Yeah, he's going to get caught afterwards, and that is relevant, and it makes it a very expensive round, but that's a nice win out of Yuurih.
Yeah, that's a quad kill for blamef in all of that madness as well.
Yeah.
So dude's getting kills left and right. He's trying to make it happen, but it just isn't quite enough. 11 rounds now for complexity, and this is, yeah, blamef is holding his own. But you're right to point that out. Only a single AWP. They can afford complexity this round, and that's with guys having to skimp and go on SMGs just so they can afford nades. Not the best economy complexity. Losing everybody in that round like that is just going to make their lives so much more difficult here. But all of these nades, not doing... Simple's almost down to half, but I thought it would do a whole lot more here.
Navi have set themselves up to win the series right here. If they win this round, Complexity are completely broke, and Navi are going to be just fine no matter how many rifles they lose. So this is very alarming, isn't it? Bit sneaking up. Is he going to check the corner? Oh, out of the... I mean, I don't know. That could well have been a resolution, or just his eyes were somewhere else, but that was an important kill to get. Instead, they're going to lose control of this side of the map. And again, they're just stuck out here on Banana with no real chance to reclaim the rest of the map. So it's going to be on JKS. I'm kind of shocked that blamef isn't at least moving closer. They're leaving it all up to him, and the Molotovs are going to rain down on top of him. He doesn't have a smoke to put it out, so if it spreads, he's in trouble. He peeks into it, does get the kill on Perfecto. A lot more damage. JKS with a big double. That is huge. And they're going to go pick up the bomb, but still, he did everything and then some.
Yeah, that's everything he needed to do right there. And, you know, talk about coming alive when his team needed it most. Electronic. No, there it is. Double headshots, and it's the clutch. Electronic. If it isn't simple, you've got Electronic for Navi. When Navi needs somebody to step up, it's one or the other. You know, you can see it on Simple's face, man. The hype is going to come through there.
That is incredibly disturbing. I mean, they're just pushing through the smoke to catch him. He just barely gets the AK out in time. I don't think they weren't even ready. You could see Yuurih's also thinking, okay, well, it's fine. Like, I'm not even first in line for this. What's the problem? Oh, dear. And again, the money, that's devastating. They'd won that round. JKS had given them that round.
Man, JKS, how does that feel, too, man? Finally, you get a chance. You shine, and your teammates fluff it. Well,
charging in. blamef, 2 big kills. Run and gun with the UMP. woxic eats a grenade, and complexity. The fight continues a bit longer here. 4 versus 3. Yeah, I mean, some health lacking on woxic. A lot of guns lacking on complexity. Let's see. Let's see. Rush, he's been delivering a lot, and he's back at the site. The Molotov, he's going to put it out almost immediately, but there's going to be just more fire raining into his position. He's trapped. They know where he is back here, and oh, he still gets a headshot. They had him completely boxed in. They did everything right, and all he needed was 1 bullet. Now, Electronic is going to be moving up, trying to get in this position. Now, he gets a little bit early on that. I think if he'd waited, maybe he could have done something, but Bit has managed to sneak his way in. What is this mad round? Bomb is going to be planted. They do not have a kit, so if they're not fast about this, they don't even... Yuurih looked like they were checking. I think they were double-checking B. Now they know.
Yeah, just making sure real quick before we go for this long rotate over and humiliate ourselves.
Oh, but the lack of a
talk
kit.
about the lack of... No. Talk about the fact that it comes down to Bit now. 1v2 clutch. Let's see it.
Listen, he's been playing, I think, better than advertised at this point in time, so I wouldn't rule him out. They do have a Molotov, so if they know that he's up here, they're going to throw it, and you might as well commit. He charges in, gets the 1, 10-second defuse inside, and Bit, he goes down, but it does not matter. He bought the time, and that means NAVI are going to be at 60, knocking complexity out and taking it on all 3 maps. What a game this was. From overtime on Mirage and Nuke, the full revenge from NAVI, and then here on Inferno. I mean, it's everything we want out of Inferno. What a brilliant match.
Just, we got everything we needed out of NAVI. 2 monster clutches from the number 2 player in the world and the number 5 player in the world.
Yeah.
They come together, electronic and simple. Those are 2 amazing clutches to